Well, hello. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. I hope we're all doing good. Happy Sunday. Hope everyone's enjoying themselves. Oh, wait, it's Monday already. I thought it was Sunday today. Alright, we're not doing Druid Stone today just because I haven't set it up because I thought it was Sunday. I swear to God it was Sunday. Oh, I made a mistake. Oh, well. Look, we'll figure it out. It's fine. I can't believe my entire world is just flipped upside down in about half a second there. I feel like the Fresh Prince in the intro to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Alright, well, whatever. WP is hard stuck. I hate that phrase. I hate that that is a phrase that people have decided to use. It also sounds just like, ugh. Well, whatever. Anyway, hello everyone. We're going to play some Guild Wars. I do have plans for Guild Wars. Shit, but I really did want to do Druid Stone on Monday. Man, what the hell happened then? What did I do on... How is it Monday already? How is it already a whole week since that stream where I just hadn't figured out the stuff yet? How have I done 7 of these already? How is that a thing? I don't know. Alright, well, okay, so we'll get a game. We'll do some stuff. We're gonna open up. Well, I'll wait, I guess, until a few more people are here because we're literally in the first few seconds. But I made some progress on some master stuff. In fact, hold on. Maybe there is something I can do here. I'm on NA as well at the moment, by the way. What is that backpack? I don't have a backpack on stream yet. They don't show backpacks on character select. Everything you were looking at was armor. The backpack is obvious now. But that wasn't on character select, was it? The backpack is a Masat one. What you probably thought was a backpack is the Orion shoulders, which look awesome on Asura. They're really, really cool. That's the final armor for Core Guild Wars 2. That's how they look, and they're really, really badass. I like them a lot. Okay, let's turn that up, so you guys can hear. Dialogue's fine for now. Alright, yeah, so let me go over here. Ooh, what are you doing in the Silverwastes WP? Isn't that weird? Well... I played a bit of Silverwastes yesterday. I also did some fractals yesterday. Alright, this meta is not up. So, oh, well, hold on. Second level defense is achieved. No, because Pact Assault is, like, really rubbish. All I can do is go to Open World, Central Tyria. Here you go, Silverwaste Reba. Oh, what? We are on this map. Alright, we're going to do... Oh, but then the casino is going to be in a couple of minutes. This Reba is, not a good time. We will rejoin this squad later. It's okay. We'll rejoin that squad later. Let's go to Amnoon. Now, it is now the 3rd. I knew it would be the 3rd today. I just didn't know it was Monday was the 3rd. I thought Sunday was the 3rd. Anyway, as it's the 3rd, in theory, Meta Event Madness could be going. But by the looks of it, it's not yet. I'm guessing it will start at 5 PM my time today. Which means that despite the fact today is the first day of Meta Event Madness and we're doing Casino, you guys won't actually see the Meta Event Madness aspects of this until the next Casino we do tomorrow. But that's fine, you know. I've got no qualms with that. I still kind of want to get a taco route for this. Let's see. Maybe I can grab one really quickly. Taco, Casino... I put in Google Morongo Casino Taco Festival, which is a real thing. Time to get your taco tasting on. On Saturday, May 19th, Morongo Casino Resort and Spa will host one of Southern California's largest taco festivals, where over 25 gourmet chefs and food trucks from across the Los Angeles and Inland Empire will compete to create the world's perfect taco in the Morongo Outdoor Pavilion. Book now. That's not what I wanted. Alright, never mind. Well, since the event started, we'll figure that out a bit later. Yeah, I'm sorry guys. I needed to get some of that big taco money. The big taco industry is just too powerful. They've sold me. They've bought me hook, line, and sinker. Every stream now, I'm gonna advertise some variety of taco that I really think you guys should get. Now, I'm recommending them not just because they're helping me to produce the show, but because I'm also genuinely a really big fan of this variety of taco. I use them myself. Please. Click the link in the description to check out tacos.com or whatever. Look how much we struggle with this now. Look how much we struggle with simple Springer activities. Look at this. I genuinely feel like I'm hamstrung on the Springer now. Hey Reg. Well, wanted to tune in from university, and it turns out my laptop... Oh, that sounds like an interesting anecdote. Hold on, let me just get to a safe space. Turns out my laptop's audio is somehow broken and silent. Good morning to you anyway, but there's no point in me staying here without audio. What? You came here when you have no audio. Oh, Reg, that's awful. Why am I even responding to you? Anyway, someone typed to him in chat that WP says to fix his audio. But that's cool that you came, dude. That's really cool. I thought the anecdote was going to be my laptop's audio is broken and I thought it was muted and it wasn't. And I blared your voice out across the university campus. Which, hearing it, after it's happened in a Twitch chat would have made me smile probably. But to have actually been there would have made me cringe an ungodly amount. But anyway, that's cool, man. Well, it's not cool. But it's cool that you came. You thought the Madness event was the 4th. I thought they said it started on the 3rd. Does it start on the 4th? What's wrong with me? If it starts on the 4th, then we've got 2 full more casino runs before you see the impact of the Madness. Hold on, though. If you watch very closely, today I appear to have decided to do this on Liss instead of on Azaric.
Teamwork is key. The more you collect, the better everyone does.
Which is a bit insane. I don't know how I've ended up doing that. So Liss now has an extra 42 coins. Why isn't it scrolling? What's going on? Oh, are we full? Is her... Wait, that's not a full inventory. That's just everything starting with C. There we go. I'm dying, apparently. Let me drop to the floor. Oh, my God. This is so frustrating right now. Okay, where are coins? Let me look at coins. Can you guys see the coins? It's like we're playing Where's Wally. Can you see the coins? I can't see the coins. Okay, so what we can do is we can type coin. We can type CO. And the coins. I can't even see them here. What? Oh, they're up here. Oh, they're both in there. They're both in the inventory slots anyway, though. They're all up here. Oh, okay. Well, look, we're going to swap to Azaric. And my plan here is, what if I can swap quick enough that I can collect on multiple characters? Do you think that that's a thing? If I've done that on Liss several times accidentally, that might explain why I didn't seem to have many boxes before. Yeah, they're all in shared. Yeah, well spotted, guys. Ratchy says, I'm also at uni. My audio works. You want me to blast the stream out on campus? No, please, for the love of God, don't. Please don't. That would be very weird. That would be very weird indeed. What someone's going to say is, who's that? That's what they'll say. It doesn't matter. You'll get a who's that? Or maybe, if you're in a really nerdy area and someone who's tried a lot of MMOs, they might go, ooh, is that one of potatoes? that's the reaction you'll get. Or maybe you'll find a kindred spirit. And it will be love at first sight. And, you know, all will be right with the world. What's up with the chat overlay? There are no overlays today. I was really tempted to put the other ones back on. But I'm doing no overlays just to commit to the test. To see whether my OBS crashes on its own. I'm like 99% confident that it doesn't crash on its own. That it's the overlays, that it's something in our fancy new awesome stuff, which I deeply appreciate and love, and I hate to be sort of a burden and an annoyance to show. But I'm pretty sure it's the new overlays that are causing the crashes. And, you know, just to verify that fact, it's worth doing at least a couple of streams. I'm going to do a maximum of a couple of streams, because I don't really like streaming naked like this. Just to show that, you know. By the way, that technique totally worked. I did get some extra coins though. So if you're really efficient with this, maybe you could find a really good route, run the route, character swap, and run it again. And essentially double your money. But it is very important, sir. That's a Phone Jacker reference right there for people that don't know. Phone Jacker. Old British funny show. Favourite character from it is Charlie Wong. You should check it out. Link in the description.
Reach the second reward tier.
500 IQ advice right here. Purposefully mispronounce a few words each video and you will inevitably bait extra comments out of unsuspecting viewers. That's not even 500 IQ. I think a lot of people... Well, I don't know whether anyone actually does it. Most people are too vain to appear stupid to do it, but you wouldn't believe the depths to which people go to try and gimmick the system and abuse things and trick their way up. And a lot of them will do quite scummy tricks, to be honest, and quite sad stuff, but they'll be met with applause for it because, oh, it's hard to be a content creator, so you gotta do what you can. And to a certain extent, I agree with everything I just said there, and maybe people are right to just pat people on the back for, you know, running chat bots and shit like that, but it's always felt a bit weird to me. No, whenever I mess something up, I'm genuinely just being stupid. One of the biggest ones recently was, you know, the Roller Beetle car giveaway. It was a Volkswagen Beetle, right? I don't know what... Didn't know? Don't? Still, probably. What... I didn't know that the car was a Volkswagen Beetle, right? I didn't really know about that designation of car. I certainly didn't know what it looked like. I wouldn't associate one in my mind. I don't know anything about cars. I don't drive. I don't like cars, right? Like, well, it's not that I dislike cars. It's just I don't cars. I don't know much about cars. You know, I'm a complete, you know, to have a conversation with me in real life, you would find out I'm actually quite an unintelligent, unrounded out, you know, one-dimension guy, and you put me in a conversation that's quite normal to a lot of people, like cars, and I don't know, they're just not interesting. My enthusiasm does not follow those lines, so I just couldn't recognize. You know, I can't do a lot of basic stuff with cars, and it's embarrassing, really. It's a bit, you know, it's a bit sad. I remember when I was learning to drive, I couldn't identify an Audi that was near me, and I still couldn't right now, right? I still couldn't. But I remember my driving instructor being really shocked and almost appalled. I remember the look on her face so clearly that I didn't know this, like, basic fact, and it was just this weird thing. But so, yeah, I did a video with the giveaway, and I was like, oh, I don't know why it's this kind of car or whatever. That's what I said, right? I can't remember. I had a comment. I was like, I don't know why they've gone with this kind of car. I don't know what this is. I don't know if that's a special thing. And I had a lot of comments of people saying, oh my god, that's a Volkswagen Beetle, you are joking, right? And I had a specific comment, which is why I'm talking about this now, of a guy that said, wow, most YouTubers are a little bit more subtle about this, but WP just blatantly makes himself look like a complete moron to bait people into the comment sections. I remember that comment so clearly. I was like, wow, that guy gives me way too much credit. He's insulting me, but he's giving me way too much credit. I remember that really clearly, that someone actually thought, and it had thumbs as well, so clearly after the observation was illustrated in the section, it compelled some other people to agree with it. But, you know, there were these collection of people that actually believed I'd done that, you know. And in a way, I kind of do respect a person that would, you know, lack vanity to such a degree that they're willing to just do that. But, you know, pragmatically speaking, I don't think it's a good strategy for YouTube anyway, or Twitch or whatever. If you're trying to be a personality, I think ignorance on basic subjects is quite damaging overall. I think you wanna hide from that as much as possible. I think it attracts criticism. I think as a man, I get away with it a bit more. Luckily, I'm kind of an easy mode, really, as a man, because you can say a lot of dumb stuff and people will forget about it. Did I mention this on stream recently? I can't remember. I definitely mentioned it to someone recently. But you can, oh, yeah, I'll squad up. You can sort of say a lot of stupid stuff people will forget. But if you're a woman, I think people... they'll cling to it like fucking hard. They'll call you blonde and they'll realize you're stupid, right? I'm saying that with air quotes. And you'll sort of be blown out of the water very quickly. Being a woman doing this, to me, I wouldn't say it's hard mode, but I'd say it's high volatility mode. Like, I think the rewards are really great and really easy because you can get... There's a whole market of very lonely, very sad, very isolated men on the internet, all right? And I'm being quite serious right now. I'm not joking. I'm not trying to make light of it. It's a genuine thing, and it's a serious thing. And they are suckers for, if they hear a woman's voice on a stream or if they see a woman's face, they they'll cling to it like fucking hard, and they'll go crazy. They'll like be obsessed with it. And so women kind of get that market. There's not so much if you're a man, a nerd on the internet that's a guy, you don't really get that. Women have a bit more respect than that, I think. As an audience, women have more respect and more tact than men have, basically. So, you know, it's high volatility mode. If you're a girl and you're on Twitch, the rewards are greater, but also the criticisms are greater and the chance to mess up is greater. And it's really hard to create sort of a mellow culture, I think, if you're a girl on Twitch. It's really hard to create a mellow culture. It can get very hysterical in either direction very quickly. So yeah, I'm quite happy to be on sort of normal mode, normal difficulty. Have penis, normal difficulty. It's pretty good. Don't need to resort to any gimmicks. Don't need to make myself look stupid. I just am stupid. You're too intelligent. You had to delete something simple, like Sherlock forgetting that the Earth revolves around the sun. Is that a thing in Sherlock Holmes? Really? What? I like that. I like that. It's like when I took that wine tasting course and I learned all that stuff about wine, but I forgot everything else. Oh wait, I was just drunk. Oh man, the plagiarism. How about the gays? I don't know, actually. I really don't. I don't know enough about sort of gay culture, and I've not really watched enough gay streamers and got involved in gay YouTube communities and stuff. But I think that's quite interesting, actually. You might get the best of both worlds. I don't know how critical gay men really are of other gay men. So I don't know whether there's kind of that super critical element that women go through. But on the other hand, I sort of feel like gay men are men. I don't know. I think the reason that men are really obsessive and when they seem lonely, they seem really lonely. And when they, you know, fall for some, you know, girl streamer online, like they're so unashamed about it and they're so, you know, crazy obsessed with them. I don't know whether that translates over to the gay world as well. I don't know whether it's just because men are like that or whether it's because societal norms of our cultures have made men like that. And to be a gay man is to kind of exist out of that somewhat anyway. So maybe gay men have a little bit more self-respect as women do at the same time. I don't know. I could only speculate. Someone would have to tell me. Does a gay or even a lesbian, I guess, does a gay streamer get like crazy obsessed people after them? I think the truth is actually the answer is going to be no for both, just because the demographics are smaller, right? Just because there are a lot of people who might be in that category but deliberately may remain closeted from that category because of shame or whatever, or, you know, not having come to terms with their own identity and stuff. And there's a lot of people that just wouldn't want to flaunt it anyway because it's, you know, we're talking about minority populations now. Being a man on the internet is not being a minority population, right? So, or a hetero man, I guess. So I think it probably isn't the same. I think it probably is a bit more mellow. Just because the numbers are skewed so differently. It's all numbers, guys. That's all it is. Numbers. Metrics. That's why the way to make it is doing makeup videos. Or, what's that other really popular category? Workout videos and stuff are pretty popular too. Adult women, largest gaming demographic. I am interested in that article, but it would take me off of the stream. So I won't. What I would immediately wonder about with that is what do they consider gaming? Because I think that's definitely true when you sort of broaden to a lot of experiences you can have on mobile. I definitely think that's probably true. I don't think there's necessarily a big split between men and women. I just think that there's a big split between how they act on the internet. And in real life, obviously. Being a man on the internet is a minority. Didn't you know everyone on the internet is a woman? Well, you're wrong about that. The truth is, everyone on the internet is a dog. Ah, there you have it. This was rubbish. What was this? What happened to... Is that really it? Did we buy something recently? I feel like I'm not gaining coins. What is going on here? Am I just really bad at this because we just talk about utter nonsense? Today is a case in point. Let me see here. Coin. I have to get the choya though. Hold on. I'll miss this if I'm not careful. It actually melts now. My shared inventory has coins. That's it? No, those are all of my coins right now. Did we buy something recently? Did we pick up a new thing? Oh, wait to let the secret out. Sorry, man. I did it for the treats. I like the thought of this, right? This is probably true. Somewhere, at some point, on the internet, it really has been. This is going to sound really stupid. It's going to sound like I'm on acid or something, alright? Listen. I'm serious with what I'm about to say. Somewhere, at some point on the internet, it has been the case that it was a dog on the internet. And nobody knew. Alright? Alright, let's just really think about that fact for a second. A dog could have, like, sat on a keyboard, pressed a number of keys, and then and enter at the same time, right as someone was about to deliver a forum post, okay? But maybe they went to the toilet during this time. So it entered the forum post, and when the person returned to their laptop or whatnot, they didn't know that it had happened. They got on with their day, okay? Somewhere that will have happened. Now, of the percentage of times that that's happened, how many, maybe a couple of those, it was actually something intelligible. So instead of the letters AST, right, or ASXD, maybe it sat just enough to type sad, okay? And maybe a comment appeared on a YouTube video just saying sad. Now, if you just write the word sad on a YouTube video in the comments, that could be interpreted as applicable to the video. Oh, I think the concept of this video is sad. I think the person behind this is sad. I think the comment section is sad. There's all kinds of ways in which someone could interpret the word sad, all right? And this is not the only word. Dad, also, okay? There's lots of them, all right? We don't have to go through it, all right? Now, or even in game, right? Like, for example, here in game, this guy responds sad. Now, he's watching the stream, but maybe someone thinks, oh, that's a conversation right there. Now, what proportion of those times did a response get baited out? I genuinely believe it only has to have happened once. At some point, someone has responded to a dog on the internet. This has been my TED Talk. Thanks for listening. I sort of hate myself for following the crowd and doing that stupid little joke there. Alright. And maybe it's happened with cats too, obviously, because cats sit on keyboards all the time. Okay, Zalenberg. Oh! Yeah, we did make a purchase. We bought the Choya Pinata. Okay, alright, we did make a purchase. It's all good, it's all okay. Alright, we got the Choya Pinata. Let's move on. Back to Merlin. Where are you, Merlin? Merlin. Are you saying we aren't dogs right now? Here, I have a favour. I know that it's just an early little morning stream. Not too many of us are around, all that kind of stuff. But listen, if you have a dog or an animal right now, I want you to put it on the keyboard. Wait. Before you go running off, alright? Because I know how enthusiastic you are. I want you to put it on the keyboard and have it type some random keys, okay? And it has to be sort of natural as you can make it, alright? Now, wait. Once it's done that, and it's pressed, and you press enter, no, you can't press enter. Maybe this isn't possible. But I want you to do it at a random time on either this stream or a later stream. And I want you to do it and hope that you'll bait a response out of me. That way I will have become the one to speak to a dog on the internet. Okay, or a cat, or a hamster, or whatever you've got. We got it. Just. That was a really smooth ending. We were very slow to start out. How'd you put a horse on a keyboard? Oh yeah, I forgot that about you, Dusty. I don't know, get a big ass industrial one, lay it out on the field, have them walk on it. The plan is hatched, my cat enthused. Alright, okay, so no Griffin again. Now, here's some fun progressies. Let's go over to this. Oh, here you go. Well, a friend of mine responded to a cat on Discord, thinking his friend was having troubles on the other side, like a stroke or something.
Better than relying on
really? Well, there you go. I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, he knew something was up, so it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. It's pretty close. Let's go here. All right, now, I want to show you guys something. Guild Wars 2 Master. This is serious Guild Wars 2 Master. Could have done this last night, but instead, I'm doing it today. On stream. So you guys can see. So you can enjoy this with me. Now, hold on. I'm actually going to drop squad here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find that Reba again. Central Squad Terrier. Silverwastes Reba. Need commander, it says. Join the map. Cat. Core Terrier is perfect the way it is. I hate your cat. I really don't like cats much. Alright. And listening to that, that makes me sick. Sick! Get it off the keyboard right now. Okay, gotta go exam in 20 minutes. Have fun, Ratchi. Have fun. Catch you up. I personally am a deceased zealot, but as for the others in this stream, I'm not positive about it. Some may be actual dogs. Of course, there's one thing that I have done that's perhaps wrong. I have assumed from the outset that there is no possible way a dog has actually input something with meaning on the internet. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe somewhere there is like this genius savant dog that has a basic grasp of a human language. It doesn't have to be English, just any language, and their owner taught them it, you know. And I'm not talking a trick. I'm not talking like a basic, you know, do this, gain rewards, all right? I'm talking true intellectual grasp and understanding of the formation of language in defiance of the findings of Gardner and Gardner with their, you know, works a few years back with great apes to teach them sign language and whatnot. These dogs have actually learned how to talk. It's possible, guys. They've actually learned how to talk. And so as a result, maybe a dog has been out there on the internet. And maybe consistently so. Not that long, though, because I think it would take a few years for the dog to learn, and then it's probably dead after a bit. Sorry, but they don't live very long. There's some depression for you. There's some more depression. Everyone got a pet right now? You're going to outlive that pet. Let's just have a nice little reminder of that. You're going to... I don't know what I've been so jolly to say. You're going to outlive that pet. So cherish them. There you go. Look, I'll put a wholesome spin on it. Cherish them. In a way, it's even more sad if the answer is you're not going to outlive that pet. So let's not go there, I guess. Oh, look, we got Tato Cry out. Very nice, Naruto. I have not seen a Tato Cry for a while. I even forgot that one was still hooked up. So I'm pretty happy with that. Oh, it's called Tato Sad, actually. I guess I changed it. Dead Zealot, of course, can have had his pet outlive him because he is the Dead Zealot. Gotta be careful with the roleplay. It's not going to be there. Which one's the last one up? Well, whatever. Alright, so we get 35 crests for that. That's not bad. Now we'll kill the Vine Wrath and we'll be ready. Me and my girlfriend were thinking of getting a cat way to put a downer on our hopes. Get something better than a cat, man. Get something cooler than a cat. Like a dog. I don't know. Maybe a dog? No, obviously it's up to you. Alright, Meta Event Madness was June 4th to June 11. Okay. It definitely is. Alright, we gotta do some waiting here. How can I make this bit interesting? Alright, I'll show you what we're doing. Alright. I'll show you what we're doing. Check it out. So I was looking at my tonics yesterday. I was like, what do I want to do? I was looking at my tonics and I was thinking, I want to get more of these because everything we have now is trading post purchasable. By the way, one of our buy orders filled. I think it was this one for the Terragriff. No, it wasn't Terragriff. It was one of these green potions, though. This one, the Chuck Slinger. Remember we bought this? I think we actually put 2 orders in on this. I cancelled one of them, got my money back. We actually dropped a lot of money because I bought a ton of fractal infusions and stuff yesterday. So we've really dropped money hard. I've spent about 1,000 gold over the past 2 weeks. It's kind of nuts. And I haven't even unlocked it. I haven't even got much for it. But anyway, so check it out. We got that filled. But I was looking at some of these. Now, this bottom section, which, you know, when we get a couple more tonics, will only be a section, you know, it won't be a full screen of that. So that's nice. But this is all earned in game, like festivals and stuff like that. Anyway, it didn't take me long to scroll. Endless Beetle, I think, is Verdant Brink, maybe. This is from Judge High Bluffs, which we showed off on yesterday's stream. Maybe we could do that event again. The multicolored ooze, I can't remember, but I came to this, the Endless Dust Mite, and I was like, Endless Dust Mite? So I did the /wiki, shift clicked it, and it revealed to me that it was purchased from the Pact Historian in the Silverwastes. So let's look at the Silverwastes vendor. Keys, bags of gear, the bladder for the stuff. I've done all of these. None of this is account unlocks. The combat journal, I've done all this. The ascended stuff, I've got all of these. The minis at 1,200 a pop each. Apparently, I already have. I vaguely remember buying these, and quite recently too, but long before I was thinking about Master. But I have these, so these are already done. That's nice. They're account unlocks. But finally, tonics. Now, the novelty system was not in here when I bought these minis. I would have bought the minis because I can unlock them, but tonics were never unlockable before. 3 tonics. The Mordrum Troll, purple. The Mordrum Husk, blue. The Dust Mite, yellow. Unlocks from the Silverwaste. Now that novelty's in the game, I have the ability to go back and try and get them. Oh, this is not good because I've got to travel all the way back through. So, they're 800 crests each. So 800 times 2. Do you know your 800 times table, guys? That's 1,600. 800 times 3. That's going to be 2,400. So we need to get 2,400 bandit crests. I have 1,870 right now. And that's why we're in Silverwaste, because we almost have enough. So yeah, this is actually, I'm not being silly, I'm not buttering it up in a funny way or whatever. I actually think this is such a cool representation right now, this moment here. This me in the Silverwaste. By the way, look how cool this looks on this. Just as you guys said, I feel really lightweight on it. It's awesome. This is cool. It's like a beautiful example of why novelties were a great update for anyone that wants to sort of feel like getting this stuff has meaning. I never felt any meaning in getting tonics before, but now I do. And I have Living World Season 2, Heart of Thorns, Season 3, all to look back at now. And Path of Fire, but that one didn't do so much. Where it's like, these are rewards I just skipped over for years. I just never looked at. And now it's like, well, shit, I'll pick this up. I'll actually go and get this. And it's kind of like I'm playing back through the game again, in a weird way. But now I'm on a tonic hunt, right? Because as you're going to see, Verdant Brink, we need some Verdant Brink currency for one of them. I think one of the exalted things into rear we need, so we can sort of progress through on a tonic quest. I think that's pretty cool, and I'm more excited about doing that right now than I am about getting the Sky Scale. That's probably seems so bizarre and alien to you guys, but I just have a thirst for sort of getting my account to that point where the only stuff I need is like really specific stuff that's like, okay, I'm waiting for a festival on this. I'm waiting on this for this. I'm waiting on this, you know. Where everything I need is like time gates and it's stuff like, you know. So I've got that clarity of what I'm doing. Right now, there's just a ton of tonics and stuff in the game that I've just got to kind of fumble around and wait on. Funnily enough, VB and Terraria are not included in the meta event. Yeah, that's true, but, you know, I don't need that extra bit to convince me to go play those. So, yeah. The other thing I did yesterday was, for the first time in about 8 months, maybe longer, I did a set of fractals. It is kind of amazing, honestly. There was a moment where the instability that causes random mobs to spawn, like Mossman. I had an awakened enemy appear, and I haven't done fractals since that. I remember that on the patch notes, but I haven't done it since the update. And I was like, oh yeah, there's an awaken there. It's kind of fun how many little changes there have been. Deepstone came up. I actually did 2 waves of fractals. I did before reset and after reset. I did fractals at reset and went to bed last night, and now I'm here, so... yeah, it was kind of fun. I did Deepstone appeared in the rotation, Siren's Reefs appeared in the rotation through those 2 sets. It feels good. What are we up to? We're getting Bandit Crests to get some tonics we never cared about in the history of the game before, until now. Again, I wish I had cleansing, because that Earth swap would have removed that fear. Do you see how strong that sigil would be? It's not just about having Conda Cleanse here, but I don't know. I want to get a good look at the design of this mob, because I feel like most players don't ever really look at it. Look at it, it's cool. What a cool boss this is. It looks like he'd be, you know, in like one of those classic old ship games. Oh, I've aggroed the boss. Where, you know, you're playing a little ship pew-pewing your way through the skies. It looks like you'd fight this as a final boss at the end of a level, and it would be like some crazy bullet hell it would spew out. I mean, look, it's got these cool animations and stuff. I've been mesmerized. I'm paralyzed with fear, and it's a condition that cannot be removed. And yeah, it's a big flower. I feel personally... Oh, somebody warbanded us. What a god. I feel personally responsible for the fact that this mini boss isn't dead yet. I mean, what's the idea there? That it's... I mean, these animations are a bit iffy. But it's released toxins, right? And kicked us out. Vine Wrath is one of your favorite assets? Yeah, I'm not surprised. I think that's pretty reasonable. You know, even this is a casualty of the power creep, to be honest. You never see that... Do you even see siege carriers die anymore? There's so many places that just don't mean anything anymore. What was the other thing I was looking at that was kind of totally broken easy because of mounts yesterday? What else did I do yesterday? Something in the open world. Oh no, it was here. It was here. Oh, was it here? Yeah, it was here. The labyrinth room at the end of here. The Pac-Man room. Did you guys know you could just mount in that? They never made that a mount illegal area. So you just charge through all mounts, and that's it. It's done. You can spend your 2 great nightmare keys instantly. The monsters in the labyrinth are too slow to catch you. You can just whiz by on a raptor or whatever. I wonder what it's like in the sky scale in there. Like, you know, that you could, in theory, cling to the roof and stuff. WP, have you got all your CMs for raids? I have not. There's actually a lot I'm missing. Since the first 3 wings, I have not got the metas done for raids. I have never done Demos CM. I've never done Samurog CM. I've never done Desmina CM. I've never done Statue CM. I've never done Doom CM. And lastly, I've never done Kadim CM. I have done all the other CMs on the newest wing. I did Conjured Amalgama and I did Lagos. Did actually work on those. Samurog CM, yeah, strikes me as actually being quite easy, and we probably would have done, but the last group I was raiding with, we didn't have much enthusiasm for that kind of stuff. Let me just put it that way, I guess. Hardest CM, in your honest opinion, is Twins? I'm pretty sure it's Doom, isn't it? Isn't Doom CM the hardest CM? Samurog CM is significantly easier than it used to be. Well, I've always felt like it's kind of easy. Because when I first did that wing, I may have even dropped this anecdote in my video coverage of this stuff. When I first did that wing, one of us in the party, spoiler, it might have been me, I can't remember, but I think it might have been me, messed with the challenge mode. Like, literally, the first time we went in the room, someone messed with the challenge mode and toggled it on, and none of us realized. And then, obviously, we were like, nobody touch that challenge mode. We want to do this normally. Nobody mess around. And everyone got serious, and we started doing it, not realizing that we already had challenge mode on. And we actually did progression in CM. We did CM progression for that boss. And we just thought that's the way that the boss was. And we got to, like, 50% health, which is the point where you've actually learned all the mechanics, and you're sort of going through the motions at that point. Our big problem was not actually the regular experience of fighting the boss. It was the transition phases where we didn't know about pushing them into the shield. We would try and burn them with condition damage, and that was our big gate. That was our big problem. And then eventually we realized we were in CM progression, and we turned it off. And then Samurog seemed really easy. But yeah, we actually started on CM progression, so I've always had an opinion of it that it's very much doable. Oh, I should do the champ train with these guys. My bad. What is this guy talking about in chat? Girl, I guess. Twins is a monster DPS check. Yeah, I've always felt that way too about Twins. Twins to me, my memory of it and my understanding of it, as it was that it was easy if you had support characters that knew how to contribute aggressively. So, for example, when we were struggling on that, I watched footage of one of my other friends that was with another group that was beating it. And in his footage, his team cleared it really comfortably. But their DPS players were actually doing lower, if not the same, damage as our DPS players. We were out DPSing them. But, you know, they got our rotations, our builds. We were doing good. We had more damage. Basically, we stacked more Mirages at the time, right? So we were reading higher on the meters. We were doing more damage. And yet they were clearing the bosses. And it was like, how is that true? And the reason was our Druids were doing, like, you know, 300 DPS. Our Chronos were doing, like, 300 DPS. While theirs were hitting, like, 4 to 8k, right? So you combine those together, you know, there's almost a 10,000 damage difference, which is actually really significant. And for twins, that made all the world of difference. So, you know, that was a part of it. I think the other part of it is DPS meters are a little bit wonky on that because if you don't break bars really quickly, you continue to do damage and ramp damage because you're hitting through barrier. You're actually still striking them, but it's all wasted damage because it's on barrier. And a meter won't be able to represent that properly. The teams that break the break bars instantly read as having dealt less damage at the end. Obviously, this is not... DPS is not the same as total damage dealt, but you get what I mean. Like, that's another little wonky contaminating factor. What is Squad talking about? This guy's like, shout out to all the boys. Is there more? Should I keep following this train before going to the Vine chest? I don't really know. I don't do this. I PvP. Don't need no stinking PvE gold. Yeah, so anyway, that was my understanding of the twins. And that was my understanding of twins normal mode. CM, we spent a while progressing on and then beat it. I'm pretty sure I did. Did I do CM twins? I'm pretty sure I did. Because it didn't change much in CM. It really didn't. What am I doing? Daily? No, not daily. General. What's wrong with me? No, raids. They're the whole section. Mythrite Gambit. Yeah, I did. The only thing I'm missing is to kill Kadim CM in this wing. And then I get regulars on the tour. This is the only one I'm missing. And I never even really did much progression on that. Kadim is such like a layered encounter as well with so many different things going on. I feel like I need to play it again. Oh yeah, so here, look, I dodged that guy. And normally you'd be crapping yourself. But look, you just walk away from them. We're like at lurcher speed. So they just will not get to you. And then there you go. You can spend your 2 keys. Twins are the worst nightmare of mine since I only raid as Thief. And Thief has a really bad time in that encounter. Oh, I'm guessing so, yeah. Is it a nightmare for you because you feel like a liability? I feel like that's the thing that gets to me more if I'm doing really, really badly. Or I don't, like, fit very well. If the team is struggling and I know that I'm like the weak link or a weak link, it feels pretty stressful. Alright, okay, so we now have 1,900. That's still not enough. Do we have to do another reboot? I mean, I don't want to do Silverwastes streams. Maybe we'll just dip in and out. Look at that, I got 100 rare gear for doing 2 of these.
One's knowledge cannot go beyond one's experience.
More than that, even. Can I trade something for crests? Anyway, I'll pick up this one. I'll pick up this one. And then look, we're at basically 400 and we need 400 more. So the Troll Tonic. And the Husk Tonic. There you go, Novelty's unlocked. Nice. And I'll show them off.
See why we should have to take orders from mice and talking cabbages.
So, the Mordrum Troll. Oh, why is my camera so weird? Hello? Oh, shit. Oh, this tonic makes your camera, This tonic lifts your camera significantly. Does that mean they once had an idea for this troll to be a lot bigger? It's like they put the camera where expecting you to be a max-sized troll, isn't it? I wonder what this does for visibility in various areas. This is kind of interesting. We're really high and really far away. Kind of hard to examine ourselves. But okay, so there's the troll. He's got a couple of animations too. He's got the roar and jump. Oh, and he gets to throw bees. That's kind of cool. Can I throw bees on players and have them stick on them? It's probably only in Costume Ball that I can do that. Anyway, so you got bees. And then the husk was the other one. So we go husk. Now the husk is still full size. Husk is looking pretty good. So you have it. Has basically the same thing as the troll, just the leap is far less distance. Actually, this is an interesting point. In the troll, let's say I'm here and I want to get on that barrel. I wonder. Is that better than Sword 2? Is that better than Rifle 5? Probably not, right? It's a weird one, though. I don't really know how it's working. It looks like we're in the air, but we might not actually be in the air because it's a bit structured. It's a bit linear. It's a bit on-railed. All right, it's going to be 10 minutes till the next packed assault, so screw that noise. Let's not do that. I will pick up this hero banner, though. There's going to be so many of these banners going forward with this meta event thing. It's insane. In the video, I was obviously like, oh, there's going to be Omnom berries, but no, the banners are going to be insane. You await my tonic tier list. I would love to make a tonic tier list. If I think you guys wouldn't be bored by it, I would genuinely dedicate a stream or two to creating a tonic tier list. In fact, there's a case for 2 separate tonic tier lists. One is about like aesthetic features, right? Can it sleep? Can it jump? Can it walk? Can it dance? Does it have an interesting back pedal? Does it have sound effects? Is it a combat tonic? All these things, right? There's a tier list for that. Just tonic quality, aesthetics, all those things. Size. And there's a load of different criteria you could judge it on. And then there's a tier list for costume brawl efficacy. There's a tier list for, okay, you treat it like Pokemon, the competitive Pokemon scene, and you say, look, we're going to have a costume brawl fight, but this is an S tier costume brawl outfit / tonic, so you can't use this. Like, the executioner's scythe is just insane, so you don't get to use that. But you can, you can be a frog versus a scrit or whatever, because they only have 2 skills. Holy fuck, WP, look at what Iron Bolt said. Hi WP, do you have Invisible Stomper's skin? I just dropped it from a shroom. I can donate it for your challenge if you want. Dude, really? That would be amazing. No, I don't have Invisible Stompers. Invisible Stompers. I mean, if you're serious, that would be insane. Are you actually offering that? Are you actually offering that? For real, Iron Bolt? Already in mail is too busy. Holy shit, are you serious? What? Whoa. Okay, now I think I mentioned this, right? In the past, I've never taken this kind of stuff. I've never accepted help from people. But since this is such a huge target, and it actually, whether I'm get far with Master or not, has no real bearing on my understanding and appreciation for the rest of the game. I did say I was open to actually accepting a bit of help here and there. And this is like one of the worst skins in the game to me. It's not cool looking. It's like a nothing, right? It's a nothing. But it's a huge roadblock for money as we go forward. So this is an incredible help. I would never sell it. I would never use it for money. By the way, the price is probably lower than it looks because, people offer less. But still, dude, Iron Bolt, can you just confirm one more time in chat? Are you happy with this? If you're happy, fine. If you're not happy, there's absolutely no shame in it, man. No one will shame. If you say, on second thoughts, can I have it back? You can have it back. I promise you can have it back and no one will judge you. I'm going to need another comment from you that you're happy with this before I click take. But if you are, then that's insane. That would be such a help. Hello, WP. I just dropped these if you want to keep it for your challenge. Did you really just drop these? That's mental, man. People are asking, what's the price? People are buying for 2,801. He says, enjoy. It's not even a real money for coffee whiskey like last time. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, dude. Holy crap. I'm well up for that. Look, I've become one of those scumbags that take stuff from the community. This is awesome. Thank you. Unlock skin. Ready, guys? When I click yes, I'm basically throwing away at least 2,800 gold that I get instantly. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. You don't get all 3 armor values, by the way, so you have to do them individually. We are heavy. I can't wear them because we're heavy. Wow. Look at all the stats we can select now. Thanks for the update. Very nice. So, let's go. Now, hold on. Since I can do this, couldn't I, in theory, pick, like, diviners? And then black. Oh, okay, no, and you don't get the thing off of it. All right, okay, cool. Right, wow, what a moment. That's amazing. Thanks so much. What challenge? Sorry, I'm out of the loop. Basically, the idea is to unlock everything you can unlock. So all the skins, all the achievements, all the novelties, everything. Unlock everything you can unlock. There are a couple of very minor exceptions, basically bugged content, out-of-date content, leaderboard-oriented content. But aside from that, it's just get everything. Man, everyone give a round of applause to Iron Bolt. Have we got an emote for that? Have we got an applause emote? Didn't I talk about adding one of those at one point? No, not gizmos, Angels. I would love to, but I'm not good enough at the game. And I don't have, to be honest, well, no, I'm not good enough to win a map. I'm not good enough to win a map. So, you know, I'm not going to go that far. And even if I was, I don't have the time. I don't spend the time to practice with other people that would really get into PvP. Everyone I know who's genuinely quite intelligent and could do well in PvP refuse to get into it. They don't know what they're missing, man. It's such a good game type. They don't know what they're missing. So, unfortunately, I can't get the map rewards. Not unless I, I have $400. So, you know. By the way, what happened to chat? Basically, we were crashing. So, we're doing a couple of streams where we are checking, we're testing to see if it crashes. All right, look, I know that Silverwastes is boring, but I kind of just want to get this other tonic. So, we'll just do 2 in a row. What do you mean, says Dusty? Dusty, I played with you once. And it was awful, man. It was okay, but come on. No one knew where to go or what to do. Let's be real. That was not a good tournament. All right. Let's be real. Also, I've got a real problem that I don't really have a class I play at the moment. I swap too much. Like, I'm okay-ish on Warrior. I'm okay-ish on some Mesmer variants. I've not stuck with anything enough. And now I'm playing a lot of SD, so... no. What are we doing? Basically, here's the situation. I explained this earlier. There's a whole load of unlocks in the game for tonics that when they were originally added weren't unlocks. So I never got them because it's like, who gives a shit about a tonic? I was never interested in tonics. They were just items that would clog my bank and I wasn't into them. But now you can unlock them. So it's kind of like I can play my way through the whole game again, getting all the currencies for all the maps and doing all the stuff again. Except now I have more tangible, meaning rewards to get because I actually unlocked this stuff. So there's 3 tonics on this map. All of them take bandit crests. We're building the bandit crests up to do those. We've already got 2 out of 3. We've just got the last one now, which should be done at the end of this, as long as I zerg with the tag correctly. There isn't actually a tag on the map though, so I don't. And if you look at the mini map, everyone's kind of all over the place, so I don't really know whether there's any rhyme or reason to this. Look, I know what to do, and I can't vouch for other people. You said no one you know is into PvP. Well, okay, but we've played once, Dosty. I don't really consider you someone I know super well, right? Because we've only played once. I'm talking about people that I play the game with, like, all the time and, you know, play other games with, stuff like that. People that if they got into PvP, I know they'd sink serious hours into. And they do stuff with me, but I just can't convince them. Like 99% of the Guild Wars 2 community, you can't convince people. You just can't do it. It's a sad reality. I think it's the PvEers mentality on PvP that's done more damage to that than the balance team ever has. Most people would just say, oh, it's balance. Balance has killed PvP, blah, blah, blah. But I actually think it's the another thing did the deed more than anything else. I mean, yeah, maybe the balance does contribute to the steep learning curve. I definitely think that, yeah. Once you do the best of tonic streams, you will inevitably need to do a worst of tonic streams. Look, I'm not actually committing to doing those. I just think that it's stuff that I personally would be kind of into. Maybe if I was just feeling really enthusiastic one day to do extra stuff, they might appear as Wooden Potatoes 2 videos. Do you remember I did some videos rating, very recently, this is not old videos, I very recently did videos covering Guild Wars 1 skill icons. I did top 10 and bottom 10 Guild Wars 1 skill icons. Right? Which is a fucking ludicrously niche concept and a stupid thing, but it was funny to me and it was interesting, so I did it, right? And people got a kick out of it. It was a tonic rating thing, it would be along those levels. Alright, timeout. So, we can push it now, yeah? There's no tag, so... So, as far as I know, the most efficient way to do this is literally kill a mob or get credit. And I probably have bronze credit for that event now. And that will linger for, what, 5 minutes? And all those other guys will finish it for me. And I sneaky slither my way off. Like a selfish little boy. And I come this way. And I trigger this next one. Right? We do a little bit of progress. And now we're racing to tag the next one. It's funny, because doing this in the olden days, you'd actually have to... So here, I only have one cleanse. Again, I feel like Sigil of Cleansing is good. Also, it only cleanses at the end. Like, this is so lame. It's really important to have cleanse in PvE. So that you can mount up and get moving. It really is. I think Sigil of Cleansing, I think I'm still convinced that when I get this video done, this PvE Tempest, but I missed it, see? If I hadn't been held in combat there, I wouldn't have missed that. I would have gotten it. I mean, we can try bottom left now. There you go. We just got top left. It looks like there's less players here, but that might just mean it's scaled left. If they're scaled less, the fact that this guy's leaving on that jackal tells me that it's probably finished already. Oh no, it's not. It's not finished. Okay, he's just tagged it and moved on. Okay, good, good. So we got 3 out of 4. That's not too shabby. Can you link that video where you review top 10 Guild Wars 1 skill icons? Unfortunately not, because that would just bring the stream to a halt as I was just looking for it. But all you have to do is type on YouTube, Wooden Potatoes, Guild Wars 1 skill icon, top 10, bottom 10 or whatever. You could type Wooden Potatoes, just go to Wooden Potatoes 2 as well and just look on there. I don't know if Darg's in chat, but he helped me categorize a lot of my videos over there. I don't know which playlist, if any, he put that one in. Angel says, oh, WP, there was an ArenaNet dev in a Guild Wars 1 stream last night suggesting that Iron Man mode might become for Guild Wars 1. What? Really? Where? Seriously? Angels, can you give me a link to that? You're not going to have permission. So just confirm to me if you've got a link and you want to give me a link, and then I'll give you permission. And when you see you've got permission, can you post it? Are you serious? Oh my god, that's possibly the most exciting thing I've heard for a long time. You can grab it for me. Okay, cool. So, I haven't done this for a very long time, but permit Angels. You're a god, man. Let's see it. Alright, you got 60 seconds to throw that link up. Unless, I've got 2 bots running at the moment. One of them might remove the other. I don't know. Maybe Cho can help out if that's the case. Clear out the Morgem threat. Well, there's an event, but there's no thing to kill. I don't know what that's all about. Wasn't that a thing Doombox asked for? Was Doombox asking for that? I noticed, I haven't really watched his videos, to be honest, for a long time. But, I noticed he did a recent Guild Wars 1 video. And I kind of had a lot of respect for that in a weird way. You know, that's a true fan right there. Like, this is, if you guys don't know this guy, he's a guy that did really good Guild Wars 1 videos, like, back in the day. Like, he was, like, the YouTuber, okay? there's a kind of gross way of describing it, but people call him like the original Wood and Potatoes, the Wood and Potatoes Guild Wars 1 or whatever, right? And that makes me think that I think I'm this hot shit or whatever. But the point is, he was a big, well-known YouTuber for Guild Wars 1, the big Guild Wars 1 YouTuber. There weren't really that many. Most of it was dance videos and stuff, but this guy did guides and stuff, and he was really, really well known. Guild Wars 2 came out, and he didn't do any videos. He stopped completely. He said the game didn't capture him and so on. For years, he was just dead and gone, and it just seemed like it was over. And then a few years back, he was like, oh, yeah, I'm coming back to YouTube. I'm doing stuff. I don't know what it was that brought him back. Maybe it was the realization that people were now making careers out of it. Because Doombox, you got to understand, we're going far enough back now that that's like a real YouTuber. That's like a person who wasn't trying to do it to earn a living and had these stupid ideas of, oh, I can be famous and all this kind of nonsense that brought all these people with the wrong mindsets and all of this, you know, gross stuff. And you know, this was a guy making videos for fun for the community, and I don't know, he came back to do Guild Wars 2 videos, and maybe it was the realization that, oh wow, there was actually something more tangible you could get out of it now. I don't know, but he did a couple, and I don't know, they were alright. I'm not going to criticize the videos themselves, but he didn't do many consistently, and it kind of stopped. And I saw recently he started doing Guild Wars 1 ones again, so I kind of really respect that he was like, look, Guild Wars 2 didn't capture me much, but I still love the original. I'll keep making original videos. That's awesome, man. That's like this beautiful thing that just shows he's not chasing demographics. He's not single-mindedly interested in catering to new audiences and stuff. You know, it shows integrity. It shows, I don't know, I just like the idea. The truth is that there's actually a lot of viewers you can get from Guild Wars 1, to be honest. As I described to you guys, whenever I've covered it, I get like hundreds of thousands of views. People love looking at Guild Wars 1 stuff. They're so sad that Guild Wars 1's gone, so it's a weird one. I get more viewership talking about pretty intangible updates for the original than I do talking about living world releases sometimes for the sequel. Seriously. It's that degree. So if they actually did an Iron Man mode, and I've always said that if ArenaNet wants to become a multi-game studio, they have to engender goodwill in the community and understanding that they can juggle multiple games at once. Otherwise, people are just going to feel like they should move away from Guild Wars 2, and Guild Wars 2 is going to die and all this kind of stuff, which is just so damaging. They have to show that they can have multiple franchises, multiple products at the very least, being developed in tandem. That's why Guild Wars 1 updates are so important and so good, and those ones of the graphics updates we had recently was such a good move, and that they need to keep going with it. And that's why I've been so concerned with the layoffs. You know, I was specifically asking, what happened to Bill Fright? What happened to SCW? What happened to these guys? There was a third guy as well that did these Guild Wars 1 updates, because they should not lose their places. They should be allowed to continue doing that stuff and be encouraged to on official capacity, not just out of work, not just as side projects. This should be their main thing. That people should be passionate about that and should be supporting Guild Wars 1. Not just with systems and balance updates, but even with content updates as well, where you can get it. Admittedly a lot slower and whatnot, but that's what Guild Wars 1 should be. So the idea they're going to add Iron Man, that's epic. That's very cool. Alright, I'm done with my rant. Where's this thing? We might need to organize the bots. Ideally, the Elements bot should be enough. Okay, here we go. I can see some Imgur links. Okay, ArenaNet Kristin. Oh, says, Bill is going to kill me for teasing this. But as an Iron Mode player myself, I'm really looking forward to the next update. What was the can someone give me more I'm guessing the reason we're talking about it is because it appeared on the Guild Wars 1 subreddit. I'm guessing. Holy shit, how cool is that? The devs are even at Guild Wars 1 streams. How cool is that? This, like, quiet little insignificant corner of twitch.tv. And the devs are there looking at it. That's some stuff, man. That's really good. I wonder whose stream they were watching. Do you think they were watching a GVG? The fact that they were talking about Iron Man and hard mode makes me think it was probably a PvEer. I'll be sadder if it's like some big streamer that went back and is just playing it and just having a look at it. That will disappoint me a bit more. But if it's a dev that's just watching like this random Guild Wars 1 YouTuber, not YouTuber, Twitch streamer. You know, because there's a few guys that do that. There's a few like German guys that get on and do fucking Domain of Anguish 13-minute speed clears and stuff, or whatever the time's down to, right? And they'll stream it, and you know, they'll unashamedly use like toolbox and like fairly questionable macros and things, but they'll just blatantly show, you know, there's a community there really is, and there's guys that will do GVGs. I love the idea that an ArenaNet dev is like a fan of one of those guys, right? I love that idea. I love the idea of them flying one of those guys out to the offices as well. How amazing would that be? Oh my god. If I could pick one person within the Guild Wars 2 community in general to like have the opportunity of going out and visiting the office and like getting early coverage or whatever, I would pick a Guild Wars 1 Twitch streamer. I really would. Those are the true fans. Yeah, we do need to organize the bots, definitely. What's the context? Exactly, yeah, I want to know what the context is too. Even just the announcement of an update itself would be exciting enough. Me, pick me, I'll fix the game. Do you know what? We're talking like... this is like a fairy tale. It's like Charlie Chocolate... Charlie Chocolate? Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, right? It's like, ooh, let's go to the amazing factory. Ooh, it's located in Bellevue, Seattle. La-di-da-di-da. And there's like all these magical rooms where the children can go to play. In reality, it's just an office. Well, a studio. I arrived late. What are we doing in Silverwastes? Just farming some mad gold. No, actually, this is not gold motivate. I can't believe I got those invisible boots earlier. Thanks so much, Ironbolt. It's not about gold. It's about bandit crests for a 3rd tonic. That's what we're doing. We do have the next sky scale tier to go through, by the way, so don't you guys worry. As soon as we got this, we'll be moving on. The assault preparations are going really slowly, though. And I think we're getting crests fairly slowly also. So I'm not sure whether this is actually going to be a good shout. Seems alright. Yeah, and Script pull little girls into the holes because she wants to be spoiled. Wants to be spoiled because she is spoiled. Yeah. What kind of tricks and traps would they have, guys? What would they have? I think that they'd have like a choya room with just all these cactus and stuff in it. Angel says she popped up in chat and they were talking about how nice it is to have updates for Guild Wars 1 again, and then that message. Oh, okay. I need to look more carefully at your comments, Angels. Did you say it was Girl Wars' PvE stream? Okay, so it was PvE. Yeah, the API not functioning is a bit lame. Was Guam actually hard, or was I super young when I got it, so I romanticized the effort it took? Okay, here's where I get to really flex my nerd muscle, okay? Alright. I can't actually tell you about Guam. Okay, this is going to be one major flex right here. I can't tell you how hard Guam was, because the instant it came out, I had it. Oh, no, I'm wrong. I'm talking about the Hall of Monuments and Champion of the Gods. For God Walking Amongst Mere Mortals, yeah, I think there was some effort that went into God Walking Amongst Mere Mortals. There was definitely some effort. I made it harder for myself because I did Treasure Hunter title, which was just like insane grind. I used to just sit there listening to the post-hardcore artist Alexis on Fire for hours in the Shiver Peaks. And hours and hours and hours doing this route to a chest and then back, and then a route to a chest and back, and route to a chest and back. And the two are forever associated for me now. To such a degree that I've told that anecdote at least 3 or 4 times now over the years. But, as for Guam itself, I don't know. If you don't do treasure hunting chests, you had to do like Kurzik's or Luxon grind. And those were pretty long. They were pretty long too. I mean, you could do Mount Kinkai speed clears. But I don't know what kind of community there is for that stuff anymore. I can't remember what the Kurzik equivalent was because I was a Luxon. So then she was talking about an update to Guild Wars 1 Iron Man mode not being added to Guild Wars 2. No, listen. Guild Wars 1 doesn't have an Iron Man mode. It has a hard mode, which is just the general gameplay experience with the way that the wind blows eventually. And it has a title called the Survivor title, which is gain an X amount of experience without dying, but is largely devalued at this point. It doesn't have an Iron Man mode. For what it's worth, someone said in chat earlier that Iron Man means permadeath. To me, Iron Man does not necessarily mean permadeath. Iron Man can mean any number of stipulations on some kind of more challenging like setup. For example, Iron Man could also... It doesn't Iron Man in the RuneScape community. I might be wrong, but and I might be thinking of another term, but isn't Iron Man in the RuneScape community the concept of doing it completely unassisted? No player trading and no, like, marketplace. Everything you have to grind for yourself. Everything you have to work for yourself. Like a true kind of solo. Isn't that the concept of Iron Man in RuneScape community? So,
After taking down
you know, it just depends how the devs would want to do it. We could speculate how an Iron Man mode would work, I guess. But I'm a little bit bereft of inspiration right now. Maybe you guys have got some ideas, and maybe I would just want to think more deeply about it to put it into a YouTube video. I was watching my Guild Wars 1 Let's Play for my grind for Guild Wars 1 Whole of Monuments. Still remember you banging your head on Thunderhead Keep till you broke it. Yeah, thanks, man. That was the first serious gameplay challenge I did on YouTube. That was a hell of a run. Not many people do it, right? But there are some other moments just like that. If you go to my Guild Wars 1 Festivals and Endgame series, you'll find other moments like that Thunderhead Keep moment. I remember thinking for the longest time that my Thunderhead Keep Iron Man challenge, when I did that, my solo challenge of that and all the other stuff, because I didn't just solo Prophecies, I didn't sequence break, there was all sorts of stuff I did with it that made Thunderhead Keep really hard. Like, I couldn't get access to the other professions and stuff. But when I did the Underworld and the Fissure of Woe, I think I wiped in both of them at truly obnoxious places, like really horrendous times. And I remember that I thought for the longest time that Thunderhead Keep was the hardest thing I'd done, until I did, I think it was the Underworld, and after I wiped on Doom in the Underworld, Guild Wars 1 Doom, this is very different setup. Guild Wars 1 Doom, to wipe on Guild Wars 1 Doom is like to lose 3 hours of progress if you're doing a balance comp and stuff. It's a very different experience. It's like an atrophy experience and a long-term experience. I remember thinking that had become the hardest thing. And since then, I've had another 4 or 5 moments where I thought, oh no, now this is the hardest. No, now this is the hardest, and so on and so on. I believe there are 2 kinds of Iron Man in RuneScape. There's a permadeath mode for Iron Man, as well, as far as I remember. I mean, why not both, right? Porque no los dos? We could do all kinds of combinations of restrictions and just title it Iron Man. RuneScape's definitions of Iron Mans have become kind of the norm. You have Iron Man, by yourself, no trading, everything obtained. Hardcore Iron Man, permadeath. And Ultimate Iron Man, no banking either. Ultimate Iron Man is no banking. Kristen went on to say that it would be a checkbox on character creation, so I assume it would be just basic Iron Man. What's exciting about that, though? Guild Wars 1's already pretty doable without any player trading. That doesn't add much. Guild Wars 1's not too bad without much player trading. No bank or otherwise outside account influences is something. But, I mean, that's also not... That just sort of restores a sense of correct progression and gameplay, you know, and less bypasses, right? Maybe some of those rules I put on myself for my Prophecies playthrough would end up like that. Like, you can't be an assassin while in Prophecies, for example. You can't take a thing outside of an account it was designed for or something. I don't know. Because some of the stuff that really breaks PvE is like Spirit Spammer and Shadow Form to an extent, right? And they're more, you know, so you bring those back into Prophecies and you can kind of face roll a lot of stuff. I don't know. The idea that Iron Man would be solo only the whole way through the game is exciting to me. And it's pretty much what I did. You know, the game's designed for most of the end stuff and most of the subsequent campaign stuff is designed for 8 players, so to solo is kind of intense. The thing is, okay, the challenge I did, let me just be very clear so that people know. The challenge I did was it was a solo-only challenge, no heroes, no henchmen, no nothing. It was a challenge where I could not sequence break, I couldn't take items and learn skills and get runes and get upgrades and stuff from beyond where my adventure had taken me to. So I couldn't skip to Drock's Forge and get Drock's AR-60 armor, or AR-80 as it was, because I was a warrior, right? I couldn't do that kind of stuff. I couldn't go to unlock Ritualist and whatnot. These were the rules. I actually broke the Ritualist rule in the end, as you guys will know as you watch the series in the Fire Island chain. But I couldn't use skill tomes. I couldn't use elite skill tomes to sequence break. It all had to be in order, and it all had to be pure solo. Anything else goes. So if you can get access to a summon tome, a summoning stone, the fire imp as you level, then you can use that, and that helps pad those areas out and stuff. But that was the concept that I ran with, and I did it. It was extremely hard. One of the hardest things were the Shiver Peak areas. The Shiver Peak areas were filled with really dangerous hexes that had like extreme snares on them and stuff. A lot of the Stone Summit riders were very power crept. And the reason for this was because right towards the end of Guild Wars 1's days, and well, actually no, this is, had that balance come in yet? I don't think it had actually. Oh no, I'm messing the anecdote up. It was really hard, okay, and challenging enough. A lot of those skills had just ended up very dangerous as the balance had gone on throughout the years, right? And the northern Shiver Peaks were pretty hard, and then the southern Shiver Peaks were really hard. Thunderhead Keep being the crowning jewel of that, right? But it was all extremely hard. Then, okay, I finished my challenge. You know, another year and a half passed, and basically one of the last balance updates for Guild Wars 1 happened, okay? The last balance update, big balance update for Guild Wars 1, was an Elementalist update. They had previously done like a Dervish update that added flash enchantments and changed some stuff, and they did an Ellie update right towards when Guild Wars 2 was releasing. So it was an update that they put a lot of work in, and you know, they reworked a ton of stuff, but didn't actually get much ceremony because everyone was starting to look at the sequel and people didn't look at very deeply. But that had a profound effect on the game. It changed like the GVG meta as far as I know, and a lot of stuff where these things just became so strong. But the point was that the way that armor and elemental resistances worked in Guild Wars 1, Ellie was kind of dead in PvE for years, because if you were doing fire damage and you took it into hard mode, all the enemies had really high armor rating, and thus you couldn't actually do much damage anymore. So Ellie was kind of crap, and everyone just moved to armor ignoring stuff. So right towards the end, they did this big Elementalist update where they power crept the shit out of all of the damage on that stuff, so you could still be a worthwhile nuke in PvE, in hard mode, in these areas. Even against really high armor, you were still hitting like a truck, right? That was basically the idea of the Elementalist update. And they changed some of the way that energy management and stuff worked in ways I can't even really remember right now, right? Because I never looked at it very much. Now, that update, as was often the case with Guild Wars 1, and I think it's a beautiful thing, but also a very scary thing, that update power crept the shit out of the Shiver Peak areas. Because a lot of those snares were like water magic snares, okay? And this stuff all got buffed. And I just remember I had two specific moments. One of them was the Ellie update, and one was earlier on, where I realized, wow, now that this balance change has gone through, I think it's impossible to do my challenge. I think it's impossible to beat it. On the class that I chose, which was Warrior, it's impossible now. You can't do it anymore. The Iron Man mode, as I did it in those years ago, it's impossible. So, now we come to this story today. Are they adding Iron Man mode to Guild Wars 1? Well, if they did a concept like what I showed in my Let's Play, because the game's most fun in that variant, right? I think, you know, I did it because it provided the most entertaining gameplay and thus gameplay to watch. If you did that, though, I don't know how the devs would make it work, because it's so brutal that I think it is impossible. And I mean, maybe they embrace that. Maybe they say, well, look, it's for the ultimate fucking challenge, and sorry, but you actually can't do it on some classes because it's just too difficult. Maybe they do that. I would have some respect for that, but I don't know. There's that sense of everything for everyone, and oh, you can't have one class that can't do something, sort of, to think about. Bring Charlie back with a mini fire imp. Yeah. I actually, you know, I had that white crane when I did my factions series, which, if you remember, okay, so that's all just prophecies I'm talking about. Wait, let me finish up. That's just prophecies. When I did my faction series, I made the challenge way easier. It was like nothing like the old one. And when I did Nightfall, I did a challenge as well, but it was way easier. And I basically dropped the concept completely for Eye of the North, because these formats that were so laden with 8-man areas, these formats were so, like, just even at the time, impossibly difficult, that I just, under my rule set, couldn't have worked. Now, there is a way possibly to solo everything in the game if you're allowed to sequence break. So, imagine this. You have an account, and you have all the classes unlocked. You have all the skills. You have attribute sets for everything. And you basically, everyone's there. Everyone's got everything. Now, from that pool of players, from all these tools you have at your disposal, can you invent a method to solo Thunderhead Keep? Probably. And then can you take a different character on a different build with completely different stuff that sequence break from elsewhere? Maybe it's reliant on a ton of faction stuff. Can you use that to solo the Thirsty River? Probably. And under that rule set, maybe it's possible to solo everything in Guild Wars 1. But does that qualify as Iron Man? I'm not sure it does. I'm not sure that that works as a checkbox at character creation. There's something that just doesn't fit there. So... yeah, but, okay, so Suru, that white crane I had, one of the earliest things I was ever given, like, ages ago by a friend was a white crane in Guild Wars 2. It was like, hey, I got this mini, would you like it? And I was like, oh, thanks, man. It's just a nice, happy little mini. And it was because it was a white crane. I still remember that. But yeah, then Corey got basically no love. That was a flamingo we had for Nightfall, and then we ended up not using much as far as I remember. It was too fun to be a Necro Dervish with Grent's fingers and stuff. Wasn't I a Necro Dervish? Maybe not. Is Mirage a good DPS for raid? On certain encounters, yeah. Condi Mirage, that is. I don't think there's any power Mirage variants. There's no, like, Mantra Burst Mirages in PvE. Because build diversity is not as good in PvE as it is in PvP. Not that Mantra Mesmer is necessarily a force for good in the world. But in the grand scheme of things, I'm happy that it has a place in the game. I can't wait for the end of my exam period so I can start watching the Let's Play again. Dude, if you do, please leave comments, man. I love when people leave comments on that old stuff. Especially the Guild Wars 2 Let's Play. I haven't seen anyone saying I'm rewatching this yet. Oh, I saw a couple of people, like, ages ago, but I've not got that. It's not got to that point where someone's like, oh yeah, I'm coming back to this series now. I think it's too soon, you know. It only finished a couple of months ago, but I'm really looking forward to that as well. I see people slowly sneak through. There is a new video on that Let's Play, by the way. That I made a new video for that about a week and a half ago for the Guild Wars 2 Let's Play. There's a new episode, but it's just a little placeholder in the playlist telling people like what they can do next. Basically, the series finishes and you now go into this extra little video where it says, all right, look, you've seen the Let's Play. Here's other stuff you might be interested in. Here's the jumping puzzle series. Next up is the dungeon series. There's a Super Adventure Box series if you want to watch. Living World Season 1 is the next content. There'll be a video here. It's a video that does that. It's just like a little guide for people. This thing's going to life still unless people learn to get out of the red ring. Maybe I can stun the next cast. We got a Shocking Aura proc there. Is that his animation? No. You have a friend who used to play Guild Wars 1 religiously, but quit Guild Wars 2 because of university, and I recommended he watch your Let's Play. He's about halfway in and keeps telling me that he wants to go back and play Guild Wars 2 so bad now. I'm really happy with that, man. That's awesome. He's halfway through. Is he just saying that to be polite? If he's halfway through, that's a lot of videos. That's hours, man. He's literally spent a weekend listening to my voice, at least, of solid real-world time, if he's halfway through. Like, you literally cannot binge watch that series in a weekend. It's not doable. It's too much content. You'd have to watch it like double speed or something. You spam in Twitch chat all day, but for some reason never write YouTube comments. I prefer YouTube comments. People tend to have more substantive things to say. More interesting thoughts. And especially on old productions. They're my favourite kind. Maybe you binged it while doing Skyscale. Well, you know, Skyscale, you're not actively playing through all those days, are you? It's time gates. You're just sitting at the door waiting. You've been watching my Mage playthrough. Do you mean my Ellie? Because the series starts with an Ellie. It's really good. I'm glad you enjoy that Elementus gameplay. You'll get a lot of it The Elementalist dominates that series. It is all over it. What's The Bold and Beautiful? Is that like a good movie or something? There you go. That's me being a bit blonde there. So much mage. So maybe I should be getting these chests. Do we get them out of the coin purses? We don't. Can I salvage boot boxes for them? Nope. Maybe I can sell them though for them. This is taking ages, guys. This is so long. This is actually pretty lame. The last collection with closing the tears of reality. After closing all those tears in reality, I had to wipe away my tears in reality. Download the add-on for 3 or 4 times speed if you are a real big brain. Why did you say big brain? Ugh. Is that even intelligible? Can you even listen to people speaking that fast? I don't think I enunciate well enough. I don't strike my T's correctly for you to be able to listen to me that fast. Very few people do. It's funny actually, Angels in chat I think enunciates very well. Very precisely. At least when he's not raging. The opening chest on level 80 character made me cry at the moment. Oh yeah, I guess I should save it for like level 60 loot or something. Yeah, there you go. Look, he knows. You know, Angels. You really enjoyed the Twitch highlights video from the other day. Looking forward to more. I'm glad, man. I think they're nice, and I like people that people enjoy them. I just hope that I don't sort of give people the wrong impression about myself or the wrong expectation. I don't know. You not got me to thank for that. You've got Darg to thank for that. Really, Darg is really the mastermind behind that. Darg's doing some incredible work right now, figuring out like ways to take stuff I do here and actually make it meaningful in the long term over on YouTube, which is super important to me and is a big reason why I'm doing this. So really, you got him to thank. Level 60 doesn't get unidentified gear. Wait, is that an asset or a detriment? What server am I on? I'm on North America at the moment. Which is actually kind of cool that there's such a population here on NA. At this time of day. These must be all people about to go to bed. That's probably why we saw that kind of map chat. People are drunk. People are having a piss up. What day is it for them? Oh, it's Sunday night, actually, mind you. Should get up for work. How do I feel about ArenaNet's decision not to have unique effects on legendary trinkets in favour of the combined effects? I think it's an elegant solution to the problem that if you had 6 distinct legendary trinkets on a single character, that is 6 distinct visual floaters and aura assets that would sit on top of infusions, that would sit on top of legendaries, that it's just too much. So I think that was a very real problem, and already the game gets criticized significantly for its effect stacking and aura bloat. So I think combining them's a good idea. They may have also, I mean, this is just speculation on my part, but they may have also sort of looked at the metrics and realized that the vast majority of people that get 1 legendary trinket get more than 1. If we were slightly quicker, I could have tagged that one too. They might have realized that. So for a player that's gonna get all the trinkets anyway, it's kind of like you haven't lost value because the effect is upgrading, right? Nonetheless, you're getting something new each time. The only people who are negatively affected by this decision are those who would only make 1 trinket or 2 or something. But I don't know. I feel like people that are into that caliber of legendary hunting and acquisition might be the kind of people who are, you know, they're so far beyond the pale. Like me, for example, that we're probably just in that mode of, well, we're going to get them all. We want all of them. I'll get the legendary amulet and I'll get all the legendary backpacks and I'll get the accessory. And so, yeah, I think really it's about that problem of having just so many different auras. And ultimately ones that might not complement each other. I think it is quite cool to have it baked into the system that new trinkets complement one another. Now, you might not like the aesthetic they went with, right? You might think the weird solar thing, and you might think there's weird T3 that appears on Mesmer clones and stuff. You might think that's ugly, but that's a separate criticism to the decision of the combination effects. So yeah, that's my feelings on it. Yeah, and maybe it's just the accessories that combine and the rings are sort of separate, but I think it probably is all unified just because of that clone thing. For those of you that don't know, if you have the merged Aurora Vision right now, and you pop clones on a Mesmer, the clones have a new effect above them that looks like it's even further upgraded. And the idea is that that's probably T3 or maybe even T4, right? And how would we, if that's already in game, then the ring is probably going to be the providing that. I would like to see at least though, if they do combination effects for rings and earrings, accessories, if they do that, fine, I'll buy that, I'll tolerate that. But what I would like to see is the amulet isn't a combination effect. I'd like to see that the amulet has its own designated area of aesthetic, right? So like a legendary weapon adds a footprint, maybe the amulet adds a jump effect, a jump trail or something, or swap some animation, or, you know, find some new realm to visually augment for the amulet. Just because amulets are kind of special to me, you know, you get so many stats loaded on an amulet versus other pieces. Amulets are just cool. Oh, look, this guy's got one of the cool raptors as well. High five, mate. And look, he's got a red one. Look at this guy. Let's be friends. Let's breed them.
It's time. Move that siege weapon toward the gate.
Yeah, maybe dodge effects. Dodge effects are a good idea. We've seen that they've played with it, obviously, with Rev. Rev has a dodge effect baked into the class already, but you kind of phase a bit. I guess you can count Mirage, but let's be real, that's more of a mechanical consideration. But yeah, some kind of dodge effect is a good idea. I always thought that fall damage effects were really good, and obviously some auras do that. The reason why the Queen Bee is so good to me is because of the Honey Splash. I love the Honey Splash. I sold my Queen Bee for a lot of money a while ago. Maybe the money I have right now? No, I think it's much earlier than that. But that's cool with that, you know. I like that. I like the Honey Splash and whatnot. So maybe they should just fully embrace that and ignore the fact that some trinkets give it to, some auras give it also. Yeah, and Thief as well. Still think Vision should have a unique appearance other than Aurora. Feels lazy on ArenaNet's part, especially when the icon for Vision is so different. I did a discussion on this before, but I don't think that your argument is entirely without merit. I think you've probably got a good point. There, I can't be bothered to do the whole discussion on that bit, but yeah. Do you got the Griffin or the Sky Scale? I have the Griffin, not the Sky Scale. Sky Scale, we are on day 3, if you will. It's not really like that anymore because the time gates have changed. But we are at, we've just hatched it, or about to hatch it. I was going to do hatching stuff on this stream. This was just supposed to be one quick Silverwastes. But then we didn't get enough crests, and now this second one's taken ages, like an hour to do this one. So, I don't know what to say about that. It's pretty disorganized. There's lots of players on the map, but it's disorganized. Hey WP, I just evolved my Meltan into Mel Metal in Pokemon Go. Congrats, man. Isn't that an exclusive Pokemon Go legendary? You can't get that in any of the main series games, right? Can you trade it over into Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu?
Duty calls.
What do you think about FF14 getting an X back and Guild Wars 2 not? Falling behind competitors isn't great. I think it's a shame we don't have an expansion right now, but I don't think that they're in a race to get boxed products out on par with one another. I don't think that that equates to competition and falling behind. I think revenue, sales, and population are the more important parts, and they actually exist outside of when you happen to be releasing a boxed product. Obviously, look, no one's going to deny that ArenaNet's obviously gone through some fucking shit recently and have obviously really mishandled some stuff and have obviously seriously messed a lot of things up. The realization that should have dawned upon all of you that for years Guild Wars 2 hasn't had the full support it could have in the name of pursuing other projects which have all but been cancelled, potentially over and over again, for 6 years, should not be a realization you bat away quickly. That's a very sad thing to realize, right? It's not just about this current box expansion, it's about 6 years of less support that could have been there. What was that Jessica Price quote? That their job was to make it look like the season wasn't losing resources, even though it was. The Living World teams were losing resources, even though they were. That was like the main thing to do. Again, kind of gross to keep talking shit and telling stories about the studio you left, but the information's there now, and, you know. So, yeah, I think these are the things. When we talk about Guild Wars, comparing Guild Wars to ESO or any other contemporary MMO, it's not about expansion boxes, it's about stuff like that. And why do we see some of those have had more growth and more success and continued success in recent years than Guild Wars? It's about that. It's about the perhaps foolish instinct that ArenaNet seems to have had that Guild Wars 2 had to have a shelf life. And increasingly, I don't think games need to have shelf lives. You can release RuneScape on mobile, and it's all of a sudden you're the biggest MMO for a little while, you know. And that's a friggin' browser-oriented 2003 release. Was it 2003? Nah, that's too early. What is it, like 2005 maybe? I don't know. I don't know what year RuneScape came out in, but look, the point stands. Hey WP, long time no see. I have not been on much during the day the last 4 years. How have you been? You good? Hey, Lucy boy. Yeah, pretty good. Not doing too bad. It's good to see you. It's kind of weird. You've been away 4 years. Was Silverwastes in the game 4 years ago? It might seem like nothing has changed, but it's okay. I'm only here for tonics. It's not about the money. Oh, 4th of January 2001. Where is he? Was it 2001? Oh, but that's like RuneScape Classic, right? That's not... I guess, yeah, Classic was even sort of a has-been by the time I got onto the RuneScape scene. Oh, was that what they called RuneScape 2? I didn't realize that it's such a long layered history, actually. Or I'd forgotten about the history. I just remember when I originally played, there were 2 branches of the game already. There was one they called Classic, and then there was one they called, sort of just RuneScape. ESO isn't even an MMO, it's a single-player game with optional co-op content. Is that really how you feel about it? That's a good way to describe Guild Wars 1 as well. You know, we talked so much about that game today, but... Must be fun coming back and I'm still playing Season 2. Don't say plays like it's present tense, like it's an active thing. This is the first time you've seen me in Silverwastes for years, alright? This is the first time you've seen me in Silverwastes for years, alright? And it will be the only time you see me in Silverwastes for years, assuming we get 3 more bandit crests. Please nobody judge how long it took me to do that very simple subtraction there. Oh god. Silverwastes is 5 years old. Strange how fast time feels in the game. Yeah, that's insane. 5 years ago that this came out. You should watch the documentary about RuneScape if you're interested. Lots of cool information about development, etc. Maybe I should actually. That sounds fun, man. I need bandit crest for legendary achievements. That's true. However, maybe I do this. Maybe. Zephyrite lockpicks. Choice of an amberite fossil. Hold on, that seems more dry top than anything else. Is there a Silverwaste specific one? Did they not do a Silverwaste specific track? Huh, maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I'm not sure. Oh man, I just thought to myself, wow, what if I got a queen bee in my inventory there? Wouldn't that be epic? Because they look like amberite fossils, right? They use a similar icon. And then I thought, oh, that would be so cool to get all that money. And then it reminded me, again, Iron Bolt. Thanks, man. That's so cool. We're kind of like 3k richer on the account today. That's so ridiculous. It's very interesting talking to devs about behind the scenes stuff like their development process. Yeah, I'm eternally fascinated by it, honestly. I really feel like I should educate myself a bit more in programming and coding and in logic and these kinds of things to just sort of get more of a feel. Because, you know, so much of what I do now is sort of based around the products these people create. And I have a good understanding of office day-to-days, having worked in offices myself and having worked in software development environments myself, but never actually working on the software itself, you know. So, like, I feel like... and obviously not in the games industry, so I feel like it would just be nice to sort of round that out a little bit more. I was asking someone about this the other day as well. He said a good starting language to really get to grips with, like as a programming language, is Python. Do you guys agree with that? That's a good like place to begin. Hello, Leokamash. It's good to see you too. Look at these faces. You would use it to make a golden toad statue again? Yeah, I would accidentally delete it. 100%. Java says Angels. I've heard Java is a recommendation too. I've heard C is not a good place to go to. Silverwaste reward track is not repeatable. Oh, really? Weird. Why did they make that one not repeatable? Right, well, we have no more keys, so I'm not going to do any more of that. Let's just get our... Let me just check. Nightmare. Yeah, we got 2 nightmare keys. Let's go grab those, and then we are good to pick up this tonic, finally. Jeez. C++ or Rust are the best languages. Do you guys know what Guild Wars 2 is written in? Does anyone know that? Is that even an intelligent question? Am I way off the mark even proposing a question like that? Did they ever reveal that? Did they ever talk about that? Probably C++. Everyone's saying probably, but doesn't anyone actually know? Is Python like a good stepping stone to like learn fundamentals and then you can move to C++? C++ with a lot of in-house custom scripting. Interesting. Alright, 1 chest. Did Hinrat... Probably the other way around. C++ is a better platform to Python. No, a dev did say ages ago on a Reddit, ask me anything. That it's C++. Okay, interesting. Is that the kind of information they should actually keep close to their chest? Alright. This is kind of a dangerous area to do this because a wolf could come up and kill us, but whatever. Let's get this. 108 rare gear. That's actually kind of insane, to be honest. That's like 18 gold we get for that. 18 gold for doing 2 Silverwastes. It's not even looking at these. Or we could just open these and salvage the Ecto out. I wonder if that's even more profitable. Sinister recipes. I think I have all of these in the game. So what do you guys think? We can do a Monday stream, programming stream, right? The list is growing. Python is easier and more intuitive. But is it the kind of thing where if you learn the easier and more intuitive thing first, it will actually, like, just cause you frustrations later? Do you know what I'm trying to say? It won't actually serve as an asset to you if when you swap language, it will actually be a hindrance. Because all the good practices and expectations you have from one will not translate to another. Yeah, like if you were trying to reverse engineer the client, as Joneson does, you would do that in C++, would you? Is that what the data mining tools do? You can learn through anything. You don't want to jump into the deep end. Alright, well look, trading posting for ages is going to be a bit boring. So let's just, that's all the consumables. That's all the boxes opened at least, right? Now all I have to do is just salvage down. This is going to go through a lot of unidentified gear. Am I sure I want to do this instead of just selling it? Because I don't need... Since I have a whole stack and another almost stack, I'm just going to sell these straight up. Now the reason I'm doing this... Here, this one as well. And I'll match their order there. The reason I'm doing this is I don't need the magic that would come from that. And I'm pretty sure my storage is already full of silk and things because I've just not refined it down. So since that's just all free excess crap that I've been given because Silverwastes is so profitable, I just, you know, I'll just swing it all down straight away. Like this silk, for example, I can't deposit and I would just fill up on even more of that. Right, let's head on over. Oh, look at all this advice I'm getting about programming. You can tell that I'm talking to geeks right now, guys. Look at all you people who know this. It's all in good fun. As I said above, I started with JavaScript, which was a massive mistake because it made me hate coding for a long time. When I moved to C, it was one of the best feelings of my life. Really? Asking people what language to learn to start with is subjective. People are biased towards the ones they started with or with what they think is best. If you just want to learn how to program, go with Python or with Java. If you want to learn how to learn how code interacts with the hardware, then go with something more low level like C. Interesting. Or you could do like a combo. Right. Dustmite tonic. 800 badges. This is the last one. So you have it. And I will of course rep it.
See why we should have to take orders from mice and talking cabbages.
Oh, wrong one. That's our seat. So here we go. And we get the dust mite. Took us some time, but there it is. It's kind of cool. We can examine it in a little bit more detail here now. Since it's usually just trying to kill you. It does look like a pretty cool, like, strange, curious elemental creature. The skill 1 has us attack. Seems to just lift one of our little bits comes up. What's the name for this? There's a word for like a magical pebble. And then shoot. Oh, so we can't create the little tornadoes that fire off. We instead like just throw rocks, I guess. I do like that these are costume brew oriented. Pretty nice. So you go. That's the 3 Silverwastes tonics. The bandit crests are complete. Now, as far as I know, there's none in Dry Top that I still need. You get like the Monkey King from Dry Top, and I've already got that. There's certain things that I've already done. I don't think there's anything else in Dry Top, and the vendors certainly don't have it. But now when we look at HOT, just to do a quick tour here.
Thank you so much.
I have 100 of these. This currency is really easy to get, just to be clear, so you don't have to worry too much. But we've got a beetle tonic that we need to get. From this map at the price of 1,000. And you'll notice, again, I already have the mini, because minis were unlocked already. So, you know, I just already did that. Recipes, I've already got everything except the tonic. So, the beetle tonic we'll be looking at for doing a VB. Now, this waypoint might be closed, so we'll have to find another NPC somewhere. What's that thing in between casino coins and the tomes of knowledge, WP, in my shared inventory slot? It's probably the PvP lounge. No, wait. Casino coins and tomes of knowledge. Oh, this? It's the Mystic Chromatic Ooze. It applies the chrome effect to any character you like on any weapon you like that you'd usually only get from the Juggernaut. So you can sort of do some weird fashion wars with it. It usually doesn't look very good. So that's the Mystic Chromatic Ooze. Alright, this wasn't closed. So this guy I actually have 3,000, so we might be able to pick it up straight away, whatever it is. It's the Sage, and I already own it. Oh, here we go. Exalted... Sage was the mini, sorry, and then the caster. Check it out. So we can grab this one. That's 1,000 Iridium. And let's see how this one looks. Sorry, caster. So this one's pretty big as well, actually. No costume brawl skills. But what animations do we get? Do we get dance? Do we get talk? Do we get sit? They can't really do anything, right? There's not much hooked up. We can jump, though. You can jump. That's at least something. So, yeah, we get the caster. Oh, by the way, one of the other things is obviously when you use a toy. How do they look holding things? So he looks alright holding this. You obviously get the big kite scale. Some tonics give you really massive kites, so. So that's him. Then let's move over to Tangled Depths. Why am I so confused right now? Order Whispers Camp. You should learn HTML, Haskell. I've never even heard of Haskell. What's Haskell? Indulge me. Well, it's not just about learning fundamentals. Things that would be useful. You never know what would be useful over time, right? Okay, so this one's reversed for some reason. I have the tonic, but I don't have the mini. It's the mini Nuhawk, and it costs 1,000. I don't have that apparently for some reason. I only have 500 Leyline crystals, so we can't pick that up on this stream. But we do already have this tonic. It's reversed for some reason. I'm not sure what the situation is there, but it means we'll do a couple of Gerents, whichever your preferred pronunciation is. And then finally the packed base. Now this one concerns me because it's crystalline ore. And crystalline ore we already need shit tons of for the guild stuff. The guild stuff is insane as far as this is concerned. Like mental. So I'm really concerned what they've gone with here. Let's have a look. The mini Blade Master Diarmid I don't own. It's a whole stack. The Beetle Tonic I don't own. It's a whole stack. It's only 2, at least, which is good, thankfully. I already have all these recipes, apparently. When did I buy these? Look at that, that's 500 straight away. That's both of these sorted, if I just not bought the recipes. Anyway, so we got some of this to do, guys, really. So buckle up, that'll be in our future as well. Then, of course, we have Living World Season 3. Now, Season 3... most of the hearts have minis I need to pick up. The minis are bought with karma though, so that's kind of different, and we've got karma to think about. Karma we get loads of if we do fractals at least, and if I make sure I do them under the influence of birthday boosters, we'll accelerate even further. But beyond that, you do have the generic vendors. They don't seem to sell, or this one doesn't seem to sell anything like that. I'll check Ember Bay very briefly. Don't start with Java, start with Kotlin. I'd rather talk about visual development. Did you know ArenaNet's been moving towards Marmoset and Surface Painter to produce assets these days? There's so much work you can find from individuals at ArenaNet on ArtStation with tons of interesting tidbits in the comments. I'm not actually sure what Marmoset and Surface Painter are. Do you want to fill me in on that? But this is the thing, these actual precise details, I should know more. So this one had the mini timey, but oh yeah, there were minis of the various Dragon's Watch NPCs, and I actually think I have them all. I think there were 2 available at once in Draconis Mons. And I think I have all of these. I remember going through and checking this stuff out a while ago. So let me just have a quick look here.
This jungle's gonna kill us.
Yeah, Casimir, Marjorie, and Timey. 4 of them. And Rox. So I actually have all of these already done. I've made sure I've sorted this stuff out. So that's good. I'm going to take a... And then there were obviously combat tonics. So Lake Doric had the mini tonic. We had the embiggening tonic on one of the maps. You had the Coden. I've got all of those. Those are already done because they were really exciting and actually meant something. But what I do want to check is the aerodrome as well. Now, this bit's probably going to be a bit cringe to anyone that raids a lot, which I don't, obviously. This is where it's really... Oh, mind you, the vendors, you have to go into each individual wing and stuff, don't you? Now, I do have a lot of the skins done. Yeah, none of the skins are going to appear on this. And I do have some currency, but largely we've got work to do on these as well. I'm not sure about the tonic department, but yeah. Nonetheless, to mouse over this, check it out. We can now see that we're towards the end of the line. A lot of it's just festival stuff. And yeah. Alright. That's pretty much it, I think. Tomorrow we'll... Tomorrow... Yeah, because it's Monday and I was going to do Druidstone. I don't know. Tomorrow will probably be Guild Wars again. Hard stuck, right? I guess. But we'll see. You can do /sleep. Oh, in the Exalted Tonic? Oh, nice. /sleep does work. That's pretty good. Look, see, you gotta be exhaustive about this. This tonic tier list series, I would make a mistake because I wouldn't check everything. Also, do your weapon draw hotkey. Oh yeah, that's a thing as well. Yeah, so you got 2 different versions based on sheathed and unsheathed. Haskell is a functional language topic in its own. Do you have any free currency vouchers lying around? No, I don't. I spent most of those. I used most of those on Primeval Kings stuff because I just never did bounties, and the metas of Path of Fire never offered many. Nowadays, that might change. I might actually save them and use them for other stuff. You can use Wardrobe Analyzer for minis, etc. Maybe I should. Yeah, I know all about efficiency. I use that a lot. Usually the streams have a lot of those overlays. But, okay, guys, that's going to be the end. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for all the cool advice and interesting chat. It's been very, very interesting, especially that Guild Wars 1 Better News. I really do appreciate that, guys. And, yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, same time in the morning. Every morning I do this. So feel free to, you know, click follow and you'll get a notification when. We also have a Discord. I'd love you guys to go over. We just casually chat about stuff. You don't need an account or anything installed. You just click that link. And it's like an IRC filled with people that like me and my videos and our community and stuff we do. There's routes to get into the guilds, all kinds of stuff going on in there. And also, I do have a Patreon campaign, which I try to use to sort of earn a living. And it's been a bit tight recently. So if anyone is even remotely enjoying this, even just the tiniest little, you know, fucking couple of pennies from over there is really good. Because then at least I know that that's what I can earn. So thank you very much. Can I just say thanks to Dr. Meow Spengler, who subbed with Prime today. Dosty, who threw a sub out today. And that's it. That's all we got today. 2 primes. Damn. But yeah. So there you go, guys. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Yeah, there's an Ara dungeon video coming up, Star-Lord, very soon. The finale of the dungeon series will be soon.